bit of wind. There we go, and now we're coming around to the left. Gananoque area traffic helicopter, Foxtrot Echo Romeo Tango, just departing the Gananoque heliport, southwesterly direction, climbing to 1,500 feet, and left turn out eastbound for Alexandria Bay. Right. Was that door opening?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, okay. Scott didn't close that one on me. All right. Well, not to worry.
Are this really 1,000 islands, or?
Push that down, will you, Helga? Just push it down. There we go. There are 1,864 islands.
Wow.
In an 80-kilometer span. They start 30 kilometers to our right. That's where the St. Lawrence River also begins.
And they have all different names, the islands?
They do.
Oh, great.
And you know all of them?
Not quite. This big island over here is called Howe Island. This group of islands in here is known as the Admiralty Group of Islands, and this is Hay Island over here on the left. So I can point out a few names, but of the 1,864 islands, about 2/3 of them lie in Canadian waters, and then about 1/3 in U.S. And we're going to be crossing over into the U.S., into what's called New York State.
So there will be no border control?
Yeah. It's not a problem going back and forth. Boats can do the same thing.
Okay. Landing is a problem.
Yeah, as long as you don't touch land. If you touch land, then you got to go through customs.
Okay.
We're not quite as flexible as the EU yet.
Great.
Nice house down here, Helga. This is a beautiful home.
Wow. I didn't know that people are also living on the island. So.
Well, what you're looking at, Carl, most of these homes on the islands are summer residences only. Okay,
they don't live the year.
No, in the winter it gets very cold here, and the river will freeze over from early January till the end of March.
Oh.
And so most people close them up for the winter months. The exception would be islands that may be close to the mainland, or the big ones that have access by bridge or a ferry.
So you are also able to buy an island, or?
To buy one?
Yeah.
Occasionally some come for sale. In many cases, they're handed down through the families.
Oh, okay. And what about the level of the water? Is it?
Well, normally the water level goes up 2 or 3 feet from spring until fall, and it goes down in the fall, comes up in the spring, and then it sort of stabilizes. But big house over there too, Helga, you can see.
Oh yes.
But
oh, great.
This year we've had high water, like at least a meter higher than it should be normally.
We've seen it here at the bench, so where the water was over the bench. So.
So we're now in the U.S. We crossed the border.
Okay.
It was right down in that part of the river.
Okay, now that.
Gananoque, Thousand Islands traffic, helicopter Foxtrot Echo Romeo Tango over the northeastern point of Grindstone Island in the St. Lawrence River at 1,500 feet, eastbound for Alexandria Bay. So this is an island in front of us. This is called Wellesley Island. It's one of the largest islands. It has the highway there that connects Canada on the left to the USA on the right.
Okay, so there's also a bridge, or how?
There's actually 5 bridges.
Okay.
So you'll see, we'll fly by that one on the way back, that tall suspension bridge. We go kind of close to this one on the way up to the castle. And then there are 3 other bridges over in that direction, and I'll point them out as we go. So this island, Wellesley Island, is entirely in the U.S. It's kind of like a horseshoe shape with part of the river in the center. And you can see this highway, this is Interstate 81. Now if you were to drive on that highway, cross the bridge and keep going that way, you're heading sort of southeast towards New York City.
Okay. So how far to New York?
I would say it's at least a 6-hour drive.
Okay.
So here's one of the suspension bridges. These bridges, the 5 bridges, were built in the late 30s, 1937 to about 1939.
Yeah.
And back then they carried about 150,000 cars annually across the bridges between Canada and the U.S. Today they say that the number's around 2 million.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, so our route here takes us to the far side of the river to what's called the shipping channel. So it's known as the shipping channel because any vessels coming from around the world with cargo to get to Toronto or Detroit or Chicago, they have to transit through this very narrow passageway. And so while it's quite narrow, it is very, very deep right in the center.
That would be my question, okay.
Yeah, right in the center, it's very deep.
So really big ships can go through it? Or?
That's right. Even cruise ships. We see cruise ships come through.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a lot, but we see a few a year that come through here.
So this is the gate here, huh?
Yeah, those are the navigation buoys so that the ships can stay on course. And there's a few small islands between us and that village ahead of us, and that's known as Millionaire's Row. These are late 19th century homes with very unique architecture, but very, very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. The village is called Alexandria Bay, New York State. Very popular with tourists because of the Thousand Islands, and also because right across, just about 2 kilometers in front to the left, is the castle, Bolton Castle.
Yes, you see.
Okay, no.
So you guys are from Germany, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Munich.
Munich, I've been there, love it. I've been there during Oktoberfest, it was great. So
honestly, we are not from Germany, we are from Bavaria.
Bavaria, yeah. I know, it's the most beautiful part of the world almost. So
special language, special beer.
Okay. So, so this castle, do you know the story, Helga?
No.
Okay, all right. So this castle was built by a German immigrant.
Oh, really?
George Bolt. He became a self-made millionaire in New York City through a very famous hotel called the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, and it still exists today.
Yeah, we know it.
Okay, so he would vacation in this area in the summer months, and he loved it so much he decided to buy this island. He loved his wife Louise even more. He hired 300 tradesmen. He had them shape the island into the shape of a heart. Okay? It's like a heart shape, and he called it Heart Island, and he hired the 300 tradesmen to build this castle for his wife, Louise. That started in 1900.
So he loved his wife.
Oh, he loved her very much.
So Karl-Heinz, you have to do a lot of work.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that, Helga. Wait till I finish the story. Here's his boathouses here, these brown buildings here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to come around to the right, put it on Helga's side. All right, so a little bit of a right turn, Helga.
Yes.
And as I do, look down at this island down here right below us on the right-hand side. It's kind of an arrowhead shape. It's got a tennis court on it, some nice little bridges.
Gananoque dropping helicopter. Foxtrot Lima, Charlie Lima just departed Gananoque Heliport. We'll be climbing up to 1,000.
And check out this big blue house at the pointy end of the island, because it sits on its own island with a bridge to the other island.
Great. Oh.
So if Carl wants to bring you to the US and buy an island, there's a nice house there.
Ah, okay. Just think about the money.
Yes.
How to get it.
Yeah, Lima Charlie Lima. Echo Romeo Tango, we're just doing our second pass Bolt Castle at 1.5.
Leave the Canadians, they have to buy some Eurofighters, then it might get more easier.
So let me tell you the rest of the story now as we go by the castle again. So he started the castle being built in 1900 and continued to the end in 1903. He hoped to have the castle completed by Louise's birthday in 1904, and her birthday happened to be February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh.
A true romantic. He wanted to have the castle completed for her to see it. But in January of 1904, while they're operating the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, Louise suffers heart failure and dies.
Oh.
Oh.
So when she passed away, George was just terribly heartbroken. He sent a telegraph to the castle, to the workers, and said, stop construction. He sent them away, and he never returned to the Thousand Islands again.
Oh, really?
His favorite, yeah. Notice the heart shape as we come by, Helga. At the pointy end, the little mini castle was to be the power station, but it was never completed. The small tower on this side of the island was to be a play structure for his children.
Oh.
But again, when she died, none of the family ever came back here, and it sat empty for 73 years, from 1904 until the 1977. And then the New York State authorities bought the castle, and since 1977 have been completing it and furnishing the castle for tours. So you can go ashore on a day tour with your passport.
Okay, cool.
So a true romantic, George Bolt.
Yeah.
You know,
a little bit of a drama, huh?
Yeah, it ends very tragically.
No happy end, no.
Yeah, but you know what? There is a happy end to it when you think about it, because, you know, George Bolt left an example, as you said, Helga, that for every husband that loves his wife, every man that loves a woman, there's the standard. She deserves a castle.
In a hard form. On an island in a hard form.
Oh, there's still lots of castles in Germany, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're flying by towards the other bridges in Canada, and the border, in fact, is right underneath us. It goes over here to the left in the water, goes through the small stream there, and so there's a little tiny bridge there that separates Canadian customs on the right with the U.S. customs on the left.
Okay, got it. But there's not so much traffic, huh?
Oh, it's starting to back up a little bit, but not so bad. So this tower is open for public observation. It's about
okay.
About 120 meters high or something. It has an elevator in the center column. They have a nice view, but I think ours is a little better.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah. And then here are the last 3 of the 5 bridges that we're passing over right now. And under this bridge here, Carl, on the right-hand side, the water depth is more than 75 meters.
Wow.
And yet you can see the river bottom. When you get close, you just move your eyes around a little bit, and you see it change. The water depth changes in a very short distance.
So people are also diving here, or?
Oh yeah, this is spectacular diving. Gananoque 1000 Islands traffic, helicopter Foxtrot Echo Romeo Tangos over the Canadian Ivy Lee Bridge, 1,500 feet westbound for the Gananoque heliport.
Lima, Charlie Lima, check in. We're just at the east end of Grindstone 1.3.
Echo Romeo Tango, check.
So the whole nature here is really amazing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Incredible.
So this area in here is known as Ivy Lee. And you can see lots of marinas around here that support that. This, to me, is the centerpiece of the Thousand Islands for Canadian vacationers. Lots of boats in here. People love to go swimming and fishing and water sports. And you were asking me about scuba divers. There are more than 300 shipwrecks in the St. Lawrence River. And the clarity of the water can be more than 20 meters in many places. And so scuba divers consider the St. Lawrence River and the Thousand Islands the best freshwater diving in the world.
Wow.
Oh, great.
So you can see it's a pretty amazing area, very beautiful.
Lovely. So.
Yeah, 1,864 islands.
And if you can see it from that perspective, it's really incredible.
It is.
Thing is, you can't imagine it if you are down on the ground. So
No, you can't. Many of the islands. This is a nice drive right here called the Thousand Islands Parkway. And you drive along there to see some of the islands and see the river, but the islands kind of blend in the background, you know, you can't tell one from another sometimes. So Carl, where are you heading next from our place?
To Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
Back to Toronto because we did a round trip. So we started in Toronto.
Okay.
Then we went to Ontario, and then we were at the Golden Lake.
Ottawa? You mean Ottawa?
The Golden Lake is no, I think it's already not Ottawa anymore. It.
Did you go to Algonquin Park? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
No, no, it's on there. If you look at the north, it's on the right-hand side from
Okay.
the Algonquin Park.
Okay.
And then we went to
Trois-Rivières,
River.
Okay, all right.
And
Okay.
then
Ottawa, Quebec.
no,
How about
Quebec.
Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
Quebec.
How about Tadoussac? Did you go to Tadoussac for whale watching or anything like
No,
that?
we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't.
I know some of the tour companies in Germany, they map out a tour route that I see is
Okay.
quite popular for.
No, I did. Or we did everything on our own, so I don't
Okay.
know, need it
Oh, very nice.
organized, So
Yeah,
it's easy to do it. Just rent a car. Booking.com
Yeah.
makes the
that's
rest.
how I like to travel too.
So, and the good thing is you can change it always. So
Yep.
so normally you can cancel the bookings 1 day before. If you like some things more than others, then simply change it. So
Yeah.
it's good.
You can see in the horizon, way off to the left there, Lake Ontario, one of 5 Great Lakes